Tell me you killed it first.
Nah. I like it more blue than my steaks.
Blue pork. Ugh.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I had to get the hair dye first, but...
Yeah. So, the dragon kills everyone now. That's our session ended for tonight, guys.
Okay, my next story is about a rabbit that was taken.
Everybody seems to be going rabbit nowadays. Haran gone one shot based off of Watership Down.
Oh, that'd be
God.
brutal.
I don't want to be in a TPK.
That sounds
Fucking
fucking.
brutal.
It's
That
a really,
does.
really brutal children's movie about rabbits, and they fucking
You want-
tear each other
I
apart.
could just imagine. I could just imagine the opening for it. It'd be all like light and fluffy, and then all of a sudden it'd just be like, and the title comes up: Watership Down.
Bright eyes burning with fire. There's a dragon.
Yeah.
So, welcome back, everybody. How are? Well, we're all good this evening. All good vibes. Nobody stressed out. That's what I like to hear. So, in our last session, we picked up from where we left off. Things were a little bit modified. It kicked off with a flashback of sorts. People going back and seeing their last interactions with Shafrat, and the conversations between Ramallah and thanking him for looking after his father and talking about the future and whatnot. A conversation between Mouse and Shafrat where she told him, liven up, smile, enjoy things. To which he seemed to have started to liven up and enjoy things. And we flashed forward to him having a sword in his heart. His own sword. I love how poetic I'm being, guys. You know, that's... From there, Killian, in his maddened rampage yet again, pulled out fellow companion Stormcrow and gave him a nice new facial expression. So people can ask him, how did you get those scars? And we'll see something happening from that. With all of the death and destruction happening around, with the death of Twilks, Shafrat, and Byleth. Yeah, that's him. Ramallah opened himself up and allowed himself to be a conduit for the forgotten demon known as Alala, and allowed her energy to pour through him and enter into this world. She dispatched a couple of Killian's crew, and once he seen the power of the creature, he bamfed out of there as fast as fuck with his crew and his ship. They
after what's her name, evaporated a couple of them.
Yes, after Moniger and Cade both went kaput. From there, you guys managed to just manage to pull through and bring Ramallah back from the brink with the help of everybody's magic and abilities, thanks to Emrys as well, managing to let Ramallah see the spirits of the fallen companions help guide him back to his own consciousness. Unfortunately, you guys just pulled through, but Ramallah didn't. Not fully. The crystal in his hand, which acted as a sort of tether and portal for Alala, left his hand and overloaded the power, and boom, blew off basically his entire forearm, with chunks of the crystal flying along the deck, chunks of his hand and his arm flying all over the place as well. I'd like to think that maybe some of that went to Mouse's dinner. Ugh, no, that's a bad thought.
Yeah.
Ramallah.
Really?
And from some quick healing and medicine work, lots of bandages, Mouse and Neva, you were able to wrap him up, get him downstairs, and start some more healing whilst helping everybody else, bandaging up Stormcrow's face and helping those who did need help. Whereas Emrys, as he usually does, he read the last rites for the fallen, seeing them off to the other plane. This time they didn't need to be judged. They were allowed passage straight through to Elysium, to the golden fields, to which their spirits can now lay at rest forever. From there, you guys helped out for a few days getting the ship back in order when Stormcrow seen out to sea a strange small battered boat. He got Azrael to take them in closer and found a wandering Ronin-esque character by the name of Tokura, who, on the rumours of a harmonised draconic land, set sail from his land far to the east of Endeavour. He managed to get lost in a storm, which I believe a few of you noticed was the storm from the Sightblinder ship. And you guys welcomed him into the fold, allowing him passage on the ship to find this land, which you believe is where you're heading off to. A few days passed, everybody healed up a little bit. Ramallah is now wandering around with only one arm, getting used to that. Stormcrow's now getting used to a butchered face.
Still pretty.
Still very pretty.
Probably
Still
flirting with the sailors.
Probably. A few of you still wrecked from the mentally drained and wrecked from the excursion. Abigail first got the sense in their head that there was something flying around. The group instantly took a defensive stance where Azrael and the rest of the crew said, no, don't do it. And you were confronted by a giant platinum-esque dragon finding its way onto the ship, and a lone rider jumping down from its back, greeting you all and asking what was happening. So, as you all see the very should actually send that into the group actually. Well armoured and well armoured and armed gentlemen jump off the back. You see like his long flowing black hair, longish beard, black beard, but you see like hints of grey and stuff like that. Not that sort of black beard, Tony, don't worry about that. I'm not doing that in this session. But this gentleman jumps off and you see chosen. It's that one. There we go, sent into character art. Yes, he does look a bit like Thorn Oakenshield. That's because one of the pictures went to with it, blended it in. He steps off and, well, hello everyone. How's Rebel? Not a warm welcome for an old friend. You just see the captain up at the back. Oh, Sir Dane. Good to see you. Well, what happened here? Pointing towards the front of the ship with the half-burnt mast and deck. The now blood-stained floorboards underneath your feet being pointed to next. I take it there's a long story here. Who is everybody?
I'm Neva. Pleased to meet you.
He snaps over to you, Neva. Ah, pleasure. Puts out his hand.
Who are we to address?
Ah, sorry. I am Lord Dane Starfell. And he puts his hand over his chest and bows to you.
I immediately walk over, bow right, like to literally 90 degrees. Greetings, Lord Dane. I am Tokuda Kenichika. I come from the Eastern Continent. I have come for, if I may, great assistance from you.
Give a persuasion check. He's going to insight you. He's
Okay, I'm just being a bit slaggy.
You're slaggy. Oh yes.
Slaggy.
Getting excited there.
18.
That was a 5 plus 4, so that was a 9. That dice isn't getting used tonight, just in case. He puts his hand over his chest again and does a deeper bow to yourself in showing respect to your bow. It's my honour to meet you. Once I get a little feel for everybody else, I'll ask you what it is you're needing help with. The rest of you that I don't know.
I kind of step to the side.
Neva kind of pushes Romala forward a wee bit.
Oh. Ramala's kind of not really looking up. Not out of like fear, but just out of kind of a depressive not caring. And he's just like, Ramala Lasonis. Pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure's mine. Can I get a wee perception check from Ramala?
Yes. I believe that might be... I think it's a 15. 15!
As you sort of look up when he says the pleasure is mine, you see that his gaze isn't looking at like your face or your eyes. It's the arm that's freshly bandaged and still at that point, I would say, even with all the magical healing and stuff like that, especially with the level of destruction that went on, like the magical destruction, you'd still maybe be seeping a little bit. Not like fully bleeding, but like still, there's definitely like weepage
Like
on this stump.
like torn
and-
stitches sort of thing.
Yeah, essentially, you know, like when you take a really bad like slice on something and you need to get it properly stitched up and wrapped and like he's just staring at that. Like you tell in his head that like he can he looks like a skilled fighter, so he probably knows like a fresh wound when he sees one.
Yeah, absolutely. I just kind of look at it and shrug.
There's a story to that.
Yes, we've had some rather large problems on our way here.
As you say, rather large problems. Emrys and Shiara sort of start walking past. Emrys of the gate. Shiara of the gate. Oh, nice to see Goliaths. Yes. As he's walking past you, Stormcrow, he just sort of bends down and and says to your ear, just, I am going to carriage. We'll look after Nox just in case.
I sort of look at him and nod and wink, and I turn back to Dane, put up my left hand because my right arm is still holding Ramala up, and go, Stormcrow, it's nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you. And he proffers out the corresponding hand.
I can see that he's looking at my head, and I sort of look at him and go, something catching your eye?
I've seen scars before. This seems different. That has a story as well.
We have quite a few.
Al looks up and just says, it's all smaller chapters to the same story.
All very fresh, however.
While doing that,
Very solemn.
Sorry, Dad, did you say you wanted me to do you were going to want me to do a roll there?
No, it was fine.
Okay, cool.
Can I look at this guy and see if I do like an insight to see if we can tell what he's thinking or if he's got anything against us or like why he's here, sort of.
Yeah, you can have a roll. What was it you were ready to say, Takuda?
While they're all kind of looking at him a bit suspicious and explaining it, I go over to the dragon and I bow to the dragon and I say in fluent Draconic, greetings, mighty creature.
Give me a persuasion check against her, please. As you guys sort of see Tokuda walk up, you just hear like this strange, like ancient, not guttural, but very like throaty sound coming from his voice. It's sort of like the best I'm thinking Draconic is Skyrim. Fucking really like the words of the dragons and really throaty thumbs and like Sean, you'll have researched it with having made a fucking campaign around Skyrim. But those sorts of sounds, you guys can't hear it, but Abigail, you know Draconic, don't you?
Yeah, mid panic, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do.
Do you know Draconic as well? So you hear.
Yep.
So the two of you hear this. Your Draconic, Abigail, wasn't natural, was it?
No, mine
Right,
was
okay.
Dragon Mark.
Yeah. So, Stormcrow, you hear this and you understand. You've studied this sort of language before. It's another sort of sound. It's another sort of music to you. You get the patterns. You understand it. It's the way that it might come out brash, but it's something beautiful. Abigail,
Almost melodic, a bit melodic in a way.
yes, in its own sort of deft tones. It's melodic to you. It's like listening to a song, but hearing the notes that aren't being played.
Nice, very poetically described.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I know.
brilliant.
I know some things. I might be a babbling idiot most of the time, but
Most of the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right, let's not get cheeky now. Come on. But Abigail, because this was something forced upon you, you're hearing this, and it's. Can I get a wisdom save, please?
Is this disadvantage like normal or?
Because this isn't aimed at you, just roll it straight, please.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
No problem. No, it's
Hey.
disadvantage if it's a dragon doing something to you.
Okay, cool. So that would be a 19.
No,
Yeah.
19.
So as soon as the sort of fear hits you with this, why are you understanding this? Like you're feeling the dragon's sort of eyes staring at everyone, especially you as well. But like you're starting to understand that it's getting a bit more fluid for you as well.
Yeah.
Like you're understanding what Takuda's saying, and you're sort of like vibing with it now. Like it's something that's hit you, but you've not staggered with it.
Yeah.
So Takuda, you go over and speak to the
Yeah, I
dragon.
bow and greet it with respect.
You see her head just sort of cowl, sort of turn and look at you, scowl a little bit, and just give you a slight nod. Mouse, what was your insight?
That was a natural 1 for a total of 12
Oh,
Jesus.
with guidance.
with brilliant. So you can't, as you're staring at this guy, you can't really get what he is. Like I think it's the fear of the dragon as well that's now looming over your shoulder. Like the essence of you're a kitty cat with a big fucking beast like that at the back of you. But as you're sort of looking Dane over, you're seeing similar crests on his armor.
Right.
You've seen it before. Can I get a little history check from you as well, please?
Yarr.
Very quickly, while Robin's rolling that, I'd imagine Abby's just about managed to tap Mags to introduce both Mags and Abby.
Wow, I'm going to refresh my internet.
Yeah, so while Robin's refreshing, you can introduce yourself more, and Mags, obviously.
Yeah, like I say, because Abby's like borderline still panic attack from the dragon. I'm saying that Mags has gone over and introduced the pair of us because
So
still
he'll
kind of half frozen, if that makes sense.
He comes over, greets you both. Dane Starfell, unless you didn't hear there. Yes, my name is Mags. This is Abigail. Let's see if he fucking sees. Let's see what Dane can see with you, Abigail. Ooh, 17. As he looks at you, he sort of sees something about you, Abigail. He doesn't quite understand, but he turns to his dragon, and you just hear in this draconic language, Tinomir, do you sense? I sense it. Takuda and I was going to say, as you hear the dragon saying this, you see its gaze staring at Abigail.
In a good way or a bad way?
Yeah.
In a lunch way or in a lunch way, I'm going to kill you, or oh fuck, what the hell is that way?
Roll me investigations, guys. Who wants to sort of see?
How's the dragon's name
Insight?
spelled?
Well,
oh,
that was poo. I'm going to join in with getting new dice. That was an 11. I can tell it's a fucking dragon.
you can
Did
see
you
that
need
there's a
insight?
I can see
You
there's a big ass dragon with a funny look on its face. Okay.
yes. You can insight if you want, but well, you guys you wouldn't insight because you didn't hear what they said. They said this in Draconic. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'd have understood it.
You'd have understood it, sorry. Yeah, you and Takura would have understood it. Ramala and
I'll rough
Neva
20.
and Mouse.
Yeah,
So I can-
Ramala's not paying attention anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Could I just look to see what their looks are like? Yes, I don't understand, but can I tell anything from their facial expressions?
The demeanor type thing.
Yeah, you can see the dragon is not taking its eyes off of
Insight as well.
Abigail now.
Oh, the insight was better. Dirty 20.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Hey there.
Neither got a
Indeed.
22 insight.
22. Takura, what did you get,
Yeah.
sorry?
I got a rough 20, but DM, when it spoke, it said, I sense what? You cut out. I didn't hear what it finished the sentence.
Oh, what did I say? It sensed it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
sense it is what I've got in my notes.
Yeah, I sense it.
All I need
Okay.
is the spelling of the dragon.
Yeah, I've sent that into Discord.
Ah,
Tommy.
fab. Thank you.
Yeah, so it looks down and I sense it. The corruption. And you see it sort of bristle and start to get a little bit angsty. And in Draconic, Dane just shouts, Tenumir, just go just now. Please. The dragon just sort of looks a little bit affronted and I will not deal with it. Woof. You all sort of feel the woof of the whooshing of the wings as it takes off. This ship sort of rattles a little bit.
I look at Abby and just kind of do a what was that sort of shoulders shrug look at her. As if to say, what the hell?
They're not even paying attention. Like they're still quite frozen. It's sort of slowly coming back down because the dragon's departed. But I remember how low that roll was last week, so I know it'll take a while.
All right, I will just go over to you and put my hand on your shoulder then. Try and get your attention to get you to snap out of it.
Yeah, I reckon it will still take a minute just because I'm making notes.
Okay.
So with the insight check, what I could just basically tell it was sort of basically the thing was annoyed and just unhappy and like, what the fuck is this? They're getting sense from Abby.
You can tell that the dragon was really not happy with Abigail. Like, from what you know of dragons, the usual dragons that are out there are usually like chromatic dragons, but things of the metallic and sort of gematic lineage are usually good. They usually tolerate humans, especially ones that are. You need to have a good rapport with humans if it's going to have humanoids. If it's going to have a rider. The fact that this one has just like basically reared its nose at Abigail and like especially using the words like it, like these sorts of dragons are known to be polite and respectful towards humans so long as they're showing respect to them. For something of this caliber to use wording like that, there must be something up. like either Abigail has really offended this dragon, or there's something really wrong here.
Mm.
And that's what I kind of get as well, is it?
You will get that as well. Like, from your lands, you have always been told that, like, say, you've not dealt with chromatics. You've dealt with more elemental dragons in folklore and things like that. Things like lava dragons and water dragons and the elusive like rock dragons and things like that. Like you've never dealt with the chromatics or the gematics,
Yeah.
but you do sort of know that anything that isn't chromatic is usually good and respectful with others. Especially like your background as well. Like
Yeah.
from your culture. Like seeing something this rude, even from something so powerful like this, is a bit shitty. So as this happens, Abigail, Dane turns to you and I do apologise for that. She's not usually intolerant of humanoids.
I can probably guess why, but that's not a story for a boat, let's put that way.
No. I like this, I believe. I'm away to hear a lot of stories tonight. And as like the talking happens, Captain Azrael comes down and Dane, this is the group that was escorting Twilks. Oh! The old man's here. Well, get him up. I want to have a little word with him. I've got a few drinks to have with him.
My ears just fall flat.
Abby's face falls into their sort of neck sort of thing straight away. I'm saying that because I'm right in front of Dane as well. Well, I'm next to him.
Azrael sort of drops as well, his head, and Dane seeing... I take it everybody's having the same sort of reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of stood there, like, being quite quiet and respectful, because I guess they've kind of told me what happened.
Yeah, you'd have heard... it's
No.
been like a couple of days since you joined, so you'll have heard their tales. Especially seeing as though like one of them's walking around with one arm now, and the other has a face that's been mauled. Like, I'm assuming everybody would have told you. Like, at least a baseline of their story up until now. But yeah, like you standing there sort of modelling, like he turns around, looks at everybody and goes, I'm not going to like what you're all the way to tell me, am I?
So at this point, I think everyone's kind of like, I'm assuming everyone's kind of like struggling to come to terms with it, and I just go, Sir Dane, son, and pardon me for everyone for intruding. I feel you all still reeling from events. I am unfortunate to say that before my arrival on this ship, they lost a few people to enemies, and I believe the one you called Twilks was one of the people that fell.
Oh. I don't know what to say to that.
Neva just thunks down on her butt onto the ship floor.
We lost a few.
My apologies on your losses. And at this rate, our losses.
We loved him.
We were on the way to
He was
see
great.
his family.
Oh, Jeff and the kids. No.
How are we going to explain this?
They knew his line of work. I think he'll be expecting this. Not this, not what's happening, but I'll need to go and tell them.
You are friends of theirs, yes?
Yes. Sir Terwilliger Gungson was one of the finest men in the Royal Guard.
Please. I know we have just met, but could you please come with us? We've not met his family, and I think the news would be easier to bear coming from somebody that they know.
And footsteps on snow.
Mhm.
To answer your question you just asked, you say he died with honor and dignity, protecting you all. That he was a hero.
Yes.
That's what you say.
I'd like to pay my respects to his family, if I could.
Of course.
I think at this point we all would. We wouldn't. He helped us get bond, and it's only right.
We had a great laugh together.
I have no doubt. Yes. Well, we're a couple of hours out from the dock. We just need to come under the great cave there. And he sort of points to where the ship seems to be leading itself now. We'll pass through the magical shroud. And from there on to Tinu Orthrend. That's
What do you do with the fallen where you come from? Is there a funeral or?
he will be laid to rest. He was one of the Royal Guard, one of the higher rankings. He managed to get knighted from the king himself, Sir Terwilliger Gungson. Worthy of that title. He'll get treated with the respect he deserved in death. And it will be up to his husband and family where he goes. He will either be put in the royal crypts, or if they choose not to lay him there, they may wish to lay him somewhere that's of significance to the family. You say you had others that fell.
Yes.
They fell defending everyone, and he turns to Arzabel. Fell defending you. Me and the crew, yeah, and everything else. They fell defending Twilks and each other. Then they will be buried with honours as well. I'll speak to King Turkano and get his blessing.
King Turkano.
Turkano. Let me just stand that in for you all. Is there anything?
At this...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, on you go.
Ramal at this point is going to turn around and just say, "Hey, Captain Azrael,
Yeah.
where is Twilk's body now?"
They are below deck. I've given up my captain's quarters. He, Balrus, and Shafrat are all laying to rest in there. I think they deserve somewhere like that.
It's very, very noble of you. Would you mind if I went in to pay my respects, and also Twilk's had an item on him that I had made a promise to Shafrat that I would take in case anything happened.
Remembered.
Give me a persuasion check at advantage. It's not going to be a high DC. It's just going to be if he can see sort of the genuineness in your voice, just in this moment.
Hang on, I'll double check the number, but it's pretty high. Persuasion, yeah, 20.
Yeah, he senses like the heartfeltness in what you say, and he turns and, yeah, that's no problem at all. I will. I'll take you to them.
Thank you, that's much appreciated.
I'll come with you as well, Azrael. I just want to see the old man. Are you going? You want to go down just now?
Yeah, like Ramallah he will take as little time as possible. Like as soon as he finds what it is he's looking for, he will not disturb anything else or pick anything else up. He's just going to get the coin and kind of take a moment. Yeah, take a moment to kind of just quietly look at the three of them and nod, and then he'll thank the captain and head out again.
Yeah, he takes you down to Paradise City. I'm only joking. That's,
well, the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Where the girls are green and so's the grass.
Where the Twilks is dead. No, I'm not going to say that.
I was about to say the same thing.
Why?
I was about to say where the Twilk is dead and there's a dead kitty.
That's your bard, guys. Yeah, that's the bard. That's the new song. So you follow Captain Azrael down. He opens up. You see it's a lovely sort of not too overly flashy captain's quarters. It's not too big. You get the sense that he doesn't deem himself greater than the other sailors, but he does allow himself a little bit of luxury within the title that's granted to him. But you see the three bodies like laid out perfectly. Like it's like they got a few tables and stuff brought in, and like some of the finer finery laid down and used as like covers for the bodies and whatnot, just put there just to give them the respect that they deserve. And you see obviously the larger of the bodies there. Azrael goes over and removes the sheet, and you just see somebody sort of crossed his hands over his chest and closed his eyes, and he's still wearing the same clothes that he was before, but now obviously the fine like azure blue suit that he was wearing for almost all the time that he was with you guys is now like a deep purple going into black, and the white shirt he used to wear underneath is now just completely like crimson with all the blood. But as you sort of pay your respect, you go into the pocket, you find the coin that Shafrat gave him. Now it's the same sort of. It looks more like rust on the coin now, but
Yeah.
from what he told you, it was like a blood-covered coin. So you get what it was, but now it looks like it's got a wee bit more blood on it. It seems to be Twilks's blood. It's been a few days since the events happened, so this is still sort of dried in a little bit now. As you take it, you pocket it. Lord Dane goes over, bows his head, a bit of silence while you're raking through, and just, I'm gonna miss you, old man. Thank you for everything. And they just sort of start covering him over again.
Ramal just kind of looks at the three kind of sheet-covered bodies and quietly to himself says, "Thank you for everything." And then he kind of just nods to the captain and says, "Thank you. This was important to Shafrat, and it's strange. It's almost like he knew something was going to happen to him." And then I'll just exit the room.
You just sort of, as you're exiting the room, you just hear some mumbled talking from the two of them. They're not trying to be quiet or anything. It's just like talking about like what happened from the best of your abilities, being asked from Dane, and probably just like a small recollection of stuff from Captain Azrael. But as you're walking away, you're just sort of, I just imagine you're just, I'll let him deal with it. I'm not getting into this. So that's sort of way Ramal would think about that.
Yeah, 100%. Ramal is kind of not in the mood for dealing with very much at the moment.
Aye. So, now we need to move back to that other one. Just because I didn't have a thing for that, so.
That's cool.
How dare you not have a map for every possible outcome, Darren? How dare you?
Don't, honestly. Like, don't. I will be doing that from now on, like.
Oh, don't worry. Theatre of the mind works just as well in those scenarios.
Why do you think I only do battle maps for my campaign?
Same.
Well, I'm not like that. I don't want you having to use one piece of imagination, guys. Yeah, you guys, Ramal, I just imagine you coming back up from the from there, and just everybody sort of. What would you guys be talking about in the situation of everybody leaving?
So one thing I would like to do, is while they've gone down to do that, I'd like to approach Abigail and go, and just be, Miss Abigail-san, what did that dragon mean by corruption?
I've faced a dragon before, and let's just say for now, I'll tell you the longer story another time, but for now, just understand it left its mark.
Do you want to show Takura the mark? It's a simple command, obviously, with the
Yeah, I think given the fact that we've had a couple of days with Takuda, and every insight check has been, on the level with him so far, sort of thing. Yeah, Abby would just sort of swing the bracelet so it just retracts into bracelet form just long enough for him to examine it.
Yeah, I would say that just with a sort of touch, like it could, depending on the way you do it, like it'll just the vines and the magical looking bark just sort of retract up their arm and back into the bracelet, and like the what is it, a pauldrons on the shoulder, isn't it? Yeah, like
Yeah.
the like thick pauldron sort of retracts as well, and you just see like this bare arm, but they've got a bare arm. Oh, you just see like this sort of tribal-esque dragon mark burned into their skin, but it's the lower layer looks very green and sort of acidic. Or was it poison? Was it poison or acidic with the green drink?
Poison, yeah.
Poison with green, because I get them mixed up. Blue, like for some reason I don't put acid with the black dragons for some reason in my head. Anyway,
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna message you something quickly, DM.
Yes. So yeah, you'll see the green underneath, but then like you can, if you give me a pardon me.
1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
In the character art, I've chucked what the bangle and the unveiled sort of viney bit you were saying about is for everyone else to see. Because it just occurred to me no one's seen it except for us.
Yeah. No, I think you sent it in, did you not?
I sent in the dragon mark, but not the what did we call it? Not the Verdant Guardian's Embrace. So that's now in there.
Oh, did I not? Did I not?
I don't know actually, but
I thought we'd
just in
seen
case
it
people
before,
have
but I can't remember.
Yeah, maybe. God knows. There's that much shit that I keep forgetting that we do and do not do. Yeah. So as you're sort of showing the mark off to Takura, you see Takura sort of goes in on himself a little bit. Sort of, it looks like he's heavy thinking about something. Takura, I'm going to throw you over to Whispers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So, as you like see the mark on Abigail's arm, you look inwards and ask the question, and you just sort of hear a link sort of coming in to you. You just hear, I have not seen that corruption since the dawn of Yggdrasil.
So it is from your time?
It is of the beginning times. The corrupted gods. One of my brethren, marked by its father and our mother.
Is there any way we can help this person with this mark?
Death. Did I just cut out there, did I?
Yeah, you cut out a little bit.
Yeah, you just hear death.
Is that the only answer?
And as you ask that question, you feel the link sort of fade a little bit. And you hear,
Answer me. Death must not be the only answer to someone.
I weaken must find your answers elsewhere. And you just feel the connection as you sort of like feel outwards, and it just sort of you don't feel the connection to the smart side, the ancient side anymore. You just sort of start feeling a bubbling sensation in your heart, and you just feel rage. Let me out. Let me out.
No. Now is not the time for you to unleash your fury.
Soon you will. And you're back.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get into it, but yeah, I'm
9
enjoying it now.
miles.
Yeah, I usually say that to women as well. It'll take you a while to get into this,
But soon the cage will feel like home.
Yes. It's don't mind that. Don't mind the gag. I mean, what? That's good thing this isn't being recorded. Oh shit!
Mr. Abigail, I ask you that you be patient. We will find a way to help you.
Abby just kind of processes that, and obviously Takuda's quite new to the group, so Abby's sort of trying to find the words, aka I am. I mean, ultimately that's the plan, but for now we can only contain, and at this point Abby once again reactivates the bangle, which is what this is for.
All that I can tell you is that mark is very ancient. From the beginning times of the world.
You mean the green part or the darker part?
The darker part. The markings. They are of ancient origin. What you are dealing with is indeed very powerful.
Yeah, trying my best to contain what I can, but thank you, Takuda. I'm glad there's someone else looking for a way to help now.
But I am most giggity that we will find an answer.
It's my favorite.
That's just never not going to be funny.
Abby tries their best not to burst out laughing, knowing exactly where that's come from. In fact, can I? Nah, it's fine.
I was going to say, do you want to make a deception check, or?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Or a stealth check, or what?
Ooh. Hang on.
Would Ramal have heard this, by the way? Probably not all the way over there.
The scores are the same anyway. I've got plus 3 on both, so let's find out. That would be an 8. So yeah, not very well contained, regardless of how you roll it.
40 foot. What's standard hearing? About 30 foot, is it?
Yeah.
I would say that with like the way Ramal is still sort of moping about everything and the waves splashing against the ship, yeah, you wouldn't be hearing this.
Totally fair.
Mouse is in vicinity though. So's Neva. So's Stormcrow.
So's Mags.
So's Mag. I did say Mags, didn't? No, it said Mouse.
Yeah.
Can Neva have a conversation?
Of course. Who would you like to conversate with?
Can I conversate with Mouse, please?
You can conversate with Mouse. You go and speak, girl. You speak your truth.
You go, girl.
So, all this chat about Twilks has really made Neva sink into what actually happened, because only she knows, and she just feels like she wants to tell somebody. So she kind of goes up next to Mouse and puts her arms on the railing, and she speaks into her head and says, "I've got a secret. It's a sad one, but I don't know if I can tell the others yet. They're really sad. It's about Twilks."
Do you want to go to the other end of the ship?
Yeah.
Let's just everybody is talking at the moment. Let's just wander around, shall we? And come sit on the steps.
Neither follows. I'm really bad at moving. Sean always moves it, but I had to do it.
Damn you, Sean.
So she's kind of starts off like she just goes, ah. So you know how we got those cards, and the guy said to us, if we need to use them, then use them. And
yes.
it got really hairy in that fight, really hairy. And there was one, I got a card and it had like an empress or something on it.
Yeah.
And when I activated it, I could change the outcome of something.
Oh my god.
And the outcome I changed was Twilks died. And I made him not be dead. That was what I used my card on. And then a couple of seconds later, he just died again.
Oh my god.
I just feel really, really gutted. Like I tried to keep him.
I am ashamed to say I didn't do my best in that fight either. If I could have got to him, I could have brought him back, but I didn't notice.
Well, that's what happens with these cards. I was told that nobody else would know but me. And I think that was playing heavy on me. That, that nobody else knew what had happened. And that he died twice. It just kind of...
Oh, you
I don't know if it was
you
worse
tried your
for him.
best. No, you tried your best. We were put in a horrible situation that we couldn't.
It just makes me want to kill that Killian bastard more.
Oh yes, we will definitely get our revenge. Don't you worry about that.
But at least we now know that those cards do work.
That is true.
I changed the outcome of a death. I mean, not for very long, but it worked.
No, but the way I see it is we all have our own time on this planet. Maybe it was just his time.
Yeah.
You can change fate.
I get that feeling now that you said that, actually. It must have been his time.
We are all going to have this as a burden for quite a while, but if we share the burden, it will get easier. You will feel better.
And she just kind of flops her head down on Mouse's shoulder.
I'll put my head on hers, put my arms around her.
She just kind of sits for a minute just to sink in.
And then they kiss.
Bow chicka wow wow. So, for the dice roll that was there, that was accidental. It was they fell down my dice tower. I wasn't rolling for anything, just in case you guys got nervous there. It was a lovely moment between the two of you. I wasn't going to spoil that with death.
And a dragon comes along.
A new one, a really angry, nasty one. The old
This-
dragon comes with all its dragon pals and kills Abigail.
Good thing I have another character rolled out.
Cheers for spoiling the end of this session now, Sean. Is there anything anybody else would like to do?
Can I drag Mags down to see Mayron and speak to him in private for a minute?
Yes.
Oh, God, I totally forgot about Mayron.
Yeah. You forgot about the guy that's been fucking helping you all. That's fine. That's
Guy that
fine.
hides away in his wee room all the time, though, to be fair.
Aye, hammering away.
Aye, pounding.
Yeah. Just oof, oof, oof. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that.
No wonder his hands are always blistered.
Okie doke. It's too bad you can't just take individuals to something. 2 seconds, just while I get everything sorted. So, the rest of you, you all go in the GM layer. No, he doesn't.
Did you nearly put Mayron in the GM layer?
No, I nearly put like
Run-
yeah, I nearly put Rundish. I nearly put fucking Emrys in the GM layer. Everybody else that's there, they are already there. I'm not putting Shayara in there. God, there's no point. So, you and Mags go down to. You go through the deck, through the ship. You find your way to your carriage. You open it up and jump in. You just sort of hear some drunken profanities coming from the living room. Well, yes, she was cold as a nipple, which is you just hear like the mechanical boof just go boof, boof. See, you understand me, ladies, and now she's got her papa, she doesn't want to speak to me. The distinctive sound of a head falling against something very solid.
Oh, he fell on Buff, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed out though, so he doesn't feel the pain just yet. And you just hear boof, boof. You walk up to the door. You hammer on the door, and you just hear enter. In 2 seconds, I shall chunk you over.
Thank you. Yeah, I can see that sorted. Basically, you know I mentioned those tokens to you the other day.
Yes.
I'm gonna hand Mayron, if it's alright with you, I'm gonna hand Mayron about 10 and see if he can enchant them with message, the cantrip. And then essentially Abby's going to aim to basically pass them out to the whole crew, essentially, so that no matter what, we can always communicate.
Yes, I should be able to do something with this. Mags? Yes, this should be easy enough. Melon and I shall get to it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
and...
No, on you go.
Abby would just sort of offer to, if needs be, obviously, if there's any monetary thing that they need to sort of proffer it forwards as well.
No, it's fine. We should have it done. You've already gave us something to do this. The messages, the magic in question. It's easy enough to do. We shall see what we can do with it.
Thank you. And Mayron, just quickly, you've been in here for a while. How are you holding up?
ask me again in a few days.
Okay. If
It's
you need anything.
yes, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Alright.
Anything happening? Need
Um,
help with something?
No, I just wanted to make sure you're okay because you've been quite quiet. That's all.
Yes,
I know it was hard for all of us.
Yes, it's difficult, but we'll get through this. I just feel sorry for everybody else for the loss.
I know. But we'll get there. And obviously, at this point, Abby senses Mayron wants to be left to it and just heads back to, away, basically.
If you see Vikram walking about, it's no, it's probably nothing. He just seems to be a little bit stranger, if that sounds possible.
Okay, I'll keep an eye.
It's
I know.
he's I think he's having a more lucid time than he was
Okay.
before, but I don't know. Maybe Romala should have a chat to him or something. It's obviously something bad that's happened as well to him.
Yeah.
But yes, seeing your
Okay.
son's arm being blown off probably doesn't help.
No, not at all. It's not an easy thing to witness, especially after the things that we know Vikram went through. Well,
Yeah.
we don't know, but we get the gist, you know. But no,
Yes.
when Ramal is a bit less
Ramal-y.
melancholy, yeah, Ramal-y. Do you know he's walking around sober at the moment?
Has the enchantment worn off from his?
No, I just think he's still trying to come to terms with it. So just see how he fares over the next day, and then I'll try and get him to speak to Vikram while he's still relatively lucid.
No problem. He's been asking questions.
Okay.
Nothing major. I've been able to sort of answer them here and there, but it's maybe it's prudent for him to speak to his father while he can.
Okay. I'll try and get that message across as fast as I can.
And I'll try and get messages across with this. And he just holds up the bets.
Sort of a shy, a joint sort of smile across them, and then, yeah, like I say, at that point, Abby would leave.
So as you're leaving, you just sort of hear Mags go, "You'll never guess what was on the deck of the ship. A dragon." "No, you're kidding me." And then, as you're walking away, it just hears strange gasps and whatnot coming from the room. And you're back in.
How are we all?
Hiya.
So,
I'm sorry, we're in the middle of a conversation. Can you guys go back and give us 5 more minutes?
yes, I
Yeah.
can, okay? That's fine. I'll
Hockey
go.
dokie.
We're just talking about Ramala's fate here, so
Nothing important.
No. It might be important or not. Is there anything you guys want to say?
You know what? Oh, sorry, was
Okay.
someone else going to go?
Not really. I was just going to say, through all this, Stormcrow's just sort of sitting there, just sort of absent-mindedly, sort of rubbing the sort of mark on his head, sort of wincing in pain occasionally. And when his other hand, he's just sort of plucking out some notes on his lyre, just sort of absent-minded. So like it's almost like it's a nervous habit now with him, as well as playing his lyre was before. It's now sort of rubbing the scar on his head.
Can I get a Arcana check from you, please, Stormcrow?
You can indeed. And so that would be a 16.
as you're sort of rubbing the area, you still feel that it's tender. Like, you feel if you're touching it, it's still like it's like a really thin crusted scab. But whenever you're feeling this burning sensation, something pulsing into your head, you can't help but touch it. Your magical intuition feels like you know he's watching. You know something's there. This little burning sensation, this is when he's there. And
The rest of us throw Stormcrow overboard.
We find out if killing him and then using Revivify removes the mark.
and you feel
try
you can try it, yeah.
I do.
Might turn him into some sort of fucking Killian
Yeah.
servant. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's probably why we haven't tried it.
But even though it's it's not there, he's not there, you feel his presence behind you, and you just hear that laugh.
Almost like I'm feeling him at the back of my mind the entire time when he's there,
Yeah.
and like every time I touch it or
It's like-
whatever it stings, I can almost feel that sort of presence in my head, like he's watching through my eyes.
Because every time we touch, I get this feeling.
I'm so glad I wasn't the
I get
only
one
one.
bit of serious role playing once in a while, and somebody fucking dicks around. You bastard!
Love
Yeah.
This is why I can't have good storylines. You dicks.
You've got a fucking good storyline. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's the feeling there. It's like you feel. It's like you could feel his hot breath on your ear, like
And not in
when
a good way.
and not in a good way. Like, it's like he's right up behind you, like the devil on your shoulder, essentially. And he's just like, you remember what he said to you after he carved that into your head, and you feel that breath, that sensation.
Do us a favour, can you send that to me as well on a message on? I got it written down, but can you just send that to me on a message on Discord as well?
Yeah, can you send it to me so I know that what I remember what I said? Like, and I'll send it to you in Discord. But
No
yeah,
worries,
you get that sensation of his last words to you, and like he's there. You feel his hands on you as this like pulsation in your head, but like not on your physical body. It's like it's on your brain. It's just like you feel his hand right there.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Would you like anything?
I'm all good.
Oh, good.
Just a quick one, since we were just talking about it. Ramala's over staring at the
Part of your
sea,
sex tape.
and thank you. And he's kind of been working up. He's been trying not to think about it, and then he was working up the courage. He's going to attempt to do a minor illusion spell just to see if it works. He's going to do a minor illusion spell just in the palm of his hand of Killian's face, if he can. On the palm of his right hand, obviously.
Can I get a perception check from Ramala?
Perception 6.
He's so lucky.
It's fine. Now you'll understand why I'm saying this, guys. As you put your hand out to do the minor illusion,
Yep.
you don't feel anything coming. Giggity.
That's what she said.
Nothing comes through. But there's something off about the hand.
But my right hand.
About your right hand. Something's missing. It's not dawning on you what's missing yet, though.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Looking at my hand right now, trying to roleplay, it looks like I've got just 3 fingers. Sorry,
How
that
many
just...
fingers does Ramala have?
However many a dwarf should have on the right hand. That's how many fingers Ramala has. But something's
I don't
missing.
think a dwarf ever counted how many fingers he's got on his hand.
I don't think a dwarf can count, but anyway. Yeah.
Whoa, speciest.
Oh, maybe I know what it is actually.
Yeah, nothing. You're so focused on trying to pulse your energy through it, your magic,
Yeah.
and nothing's coming through.
He just kind of like just drops his hand and looks to Steve and just goes, "Well, fuck," and then that's it.
You guys, as the couple of hours draws past. No. Continents. That one. Yeah, as a couple of hours comes past, you get closer and closer to the cave mouth. Captain Azrael comes up with Sir Dane, and they just sort of have a quick rundown of everything with you guys, just to fill in the blanks from where Azrael, from before you guys linked up with Azrael on the ship, and I imagine you guys tell the story of what happened with Sir Craven and whatnot over in Apleona, and just give him the best rundown you possibly can. And during that time, the ship just goes through. Can I get an Arcana check from everybody, please?
Yes, sirree.
Sure thing. Arcana. I'm terrible.
He rolls a dog shit.
I got average.
6.
Arcana. That is
22.
a dirty 20.
22, 26, 8,
16.
16.
Pardon me. Sorry, it just slipped out.
Gareth,
22.
22 as well. So, everybody except Mouse and Neva, I'm imagining you two are still sort of depressed about what you're like sharing with each other, talking about everything that's happened. You're getting it all off your chest,
Yeah.
chatting about it all and trying to comfort each other. Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants, woohoo, sort of stuff, you know. Like, but you guys don't feel. You feel something, but you don't understand what it is because you're just that in conversation with each other and like so wrapped up with each other. But the rest of you feel like this overwhelming, woof, like, oh, what was that? In speaking to Sir Dane, you hear he just turns around and is just telling you all, oh, that's the magical field that surrounds our land, keeps us hidden from people that we don't want to know is here. This is where the vibranium is. I mean, Stellarite. The Stellarite is definitely not it's definitely not Wakanda we're in.
What's vibranium?
As they go through the shroud, Stormcrow just sort of sits bolt upright and goes, "He's gone."
Yeah, the feeling you get from the pulsation in your head, you can't feel it.
Sort of a big smile on my face, and I just look around at everyone and go, "He's gone. I can't feel him."
Oh, we just have to stay here forever then.
So I see this big happy smile on my face, and I'm just sort of like, I just see this relief in my eyes, just like, oh my god, thank God for that.
So
We need to find you a cool hat.
a cool hat, did you say?
Yeah.
No, right now, is Neva saying that directly to me?
Yeah.
Right. So I just turn around and look at her and go, please, have you any idea how the women are going to fall for a guy with a scar and a great story like this?
Well, maybe. If it's on
I
your
just look at her.
charming
I just look at her and wink and go, Oh, trust me, darling, this is going to work out perfectly for me.
Why would
Um,
women? I lean into like say I don't know who I'm near. I'm gonna assume I'm near probably like someone like Mouse, and I think why would women fall for him?
your guess is as good as mine, to be fair.
If they want romance with him, why would they fall? Falling on the floor is not good for romance, no?
Well, it depends on if they drag him down with them on top of them. Then it's kind of getting to the point rather quickly. DM, we would have had. Have we had a long rest by now?
Yes, you'll have had a few long rests in there. It's been a few days since the last battle and whatnot.
Okay. I can I have a chance to like move my spells around then?
Yeah, of course.
Um, whether this is going to work or not, I don't know. Storm, Stormcrow.
I sort of look up from where I'm sitting, just with this big smile on my face. Go, yes, Mouse.
While we are safe and in this nice little thing, I do have a spell that might help with that new tattoo. May I try it, or so he doesn't keep an eye on you?
I shrug and go. I sort of look at her and shrug and go, it's worth a try. I mean, at the moment we're okay, but if it works long term, absolutely.
At least, but at the moment, it's worth a try. It's the only thing I can do at the moment that might help. And I will cast remove curse.
Oh,
Ooh.
good shit.
Oh, that's a
I was
So
wondering if anyone was going to have a spell like that. I've got to be honest.
I had to wait for a fresh day to be able to do it.
So, as you sort of feel out the magic behind the mark, you pour your own magic into this, into the crevices of the scar tissue, into the scabs, basically. Like this has, in your mind, this has to go deep.
Title of your sex tape.
Yeah. I'm working with fucking children.
Says
Why
the
you
guy that said
pervert?
pounding earlier.
Thick bastard.
you're gonna end up on a register for working with children.
Again, I mean, what? As you delve deep into this, your holy energy sort of pulsating through, you just get a sensation hit you in the head, and you just see Killian's face smiling at you again, and you just sort of bring yourself out of your sort of healing trance and push back. It does not work.
That was a waste of time.
It's not.
Actually,
It's not a curse. There's only one spell. I'll tell you this above table. There's only one spell that can stop it,
Fucking
Wish.
wish.
and this brand of castigation counts as a 9th level spell.
Fuck off.
Oh.
it's wish.
Yeah, it's gonna
So-
be wish, isn't it?
Probably wish.
I'm not going to say
One of those.
not going to say much more than that. But this is counted as 9th level. He was level 20. And this is like one of the top level fucking spells. Abilities, sorry, of his.
It's good that we managed to hurt him quite a bit, though, now that we know he was level 20.
That's
Oh, you-
exactly what I was about to say.
You guys nearly took him to half health.
Whoop whoop. But also
So-
boo.
So
What was
the
Yeah, fuck that guy.
brand of castigation. That is how you say it, isn't it?
Castigation or
Cra-
castigation?
yeah, castigation, sorry, yes.
Castigation.
Castigation.
For the long
Castigation throughout the nation. Eurotechno.
What the fuck?
I'm actually like jiving to myself in the seat right now. That's as closest to techno I'm ever gonna get. Anyway.
I mean, I was head bopping, so.
So as like
I was shaking my head. Does that count?
yeah, that does count.
Yeah.
I was topless doing it as well, so there was jiggling and all sorts.
And now I've got an erection. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. I thought I'd be nice to you. So, as you guys are, as Mouse and Stormcrow are sort of doing this, you guys pass through this feeling of this magical feeling, and you come out onto one of the most beautiful sights you've seen in a while. This land looks nothing like what you would expect with how far north you're getting. Welcome to Isilminiquetal, also known as the Starlight Peaks, and its main city, its capital city, Tinu Othrond. What did that mean again? I used like proper Elvish stuff as well to try and to make these names. I say like proper Elvish. It's like, yeah.
Lord of the Rings style Elvish.
Yes.
Elvish has left the building.
Whoa.
Can Sean lose inspiration?
Yes, he can.
Have to have some first. Oh.
He also lost his hand and arm.
Oh. Give yourself
Right,
a round of
okay.
applause, Romala. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Slapping himself in the face.
Hey, Ramona, high five.
Oh.
Well, you can give you a high five because that's all that's left.
Well, it's not exactly going to be a high five. It's going to be a mid five because he's a dwarf.
So instead of a fist bump now, it's a stump bump.
Oh.
I mean, he has a fist.
He's probably taken a fist or two as well in his time back beside the point.
So, you guys find your way into the large waterways, passing.
You're right there, Robin.
I'm gone.
Passing farms and small towns, little villages, mountains, like beautiful snow-covered mountains and hills and whatnot. Thick
So going
forests.
through Wales then, basically.
No, we're not going through Wales. There's not people fucking each other like brothers and sisters. Okay.
I didn't say Newport. I said Wales.
I know,
Yes.
right?
It's
There's
listen.
very
I'm going to
little
be
shit there.
I'm going to be racist. It's all, Wales is all the same. Okay, that's just what happens. It's all the same.
And we're back to the usual standard of racism.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm admitting it on camera as well. Oh, no camera, but on fucking recording.
Both of them.
Yeah. So, you guys are pulling through the land. You're seeing all this beautifulness. Like, it's so contradictory to each other, but yet it looks so real and so in sync. Like, it shouldn't be as green and verdant as it is, with as much like of a chill and bite in the air with all the snow and the falls and whatnot. But it looks so alive and looks so beautiful of a place.
Oh, you're describing Scotland.
Yes,
I
exactly.
see.
Yes. Woo! Scotland!
So there's heroin dealers all around the dock and Buckfast cans floating in the harbour. Got it.
Yeah,
That's just
Wild
Glasgow and
haggis
not
roaming the
fast coming
hills.
from bottles.
there are actually wild haggis running around in this world, so just watch. Right, they're vicious towards drow elves, especially half drows.
It's why Abby does the hunting.
Yes,
So they're racist as well. Great.
they are. But you guys are pulling through. You're seeing like small fishing vessels and little transports and that along these river banks, and you pull past and you see this magnificent, beautiful walled off city. You can't see anything behind the walls, obviously, except one. Like you see a row of mountains at the back of it, but one particular is standing out. It's like central towards all, and at the very top, Neva and Mouse. Did you look into Twilk's mind at one point as well, or was it Ramallah?
No, I
Ne- Neva did.
I know Neva did, but I can't remember.
I think.
I think was it just you two. You see the city that Twilk showed you in his memories, and the beautiful tower standing at the tip of this like centralized mountain, and the city wrapping around it in layers. Like this thing goes up. Like you can't obviously tell from the picture, from the map that I've done, or maybe you do, but there's like sections of it that look like they're going up. It's raised platforms and things like that. Like it's like they've built this city
On rock and
into
roll.
into the sections of the mountains. You know,
Everyone went to the same place there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I was just ignoring you for a few seconds there, just because I needed to get the words out, guys. I'm a wordsmith, you know.
You can't see, but I'm doing a hand heart in your direction.
Well, I've just realised that I've left out an entire fucking area of the dockage here. Fuck them. That's the slums. That's where all the
Theatre of the mind.
Yes, imagine that there's docks and all that there. You
Oh,
just
seen it.
you just see a couple of like ships, small boats coming up the side of the Arame, and they sort of shouting something over in like old Elvish to Azrael, like like that sort of old Elvish.
No.
Brunts. Glad it fell on deaf ears, guys.
No,
I
I
think
don't know, it was just bad.
I think Sean made the joke earlier in the session as well.
No, he never.
Yeah.
No, he never. Sean never made any jokes like that.
Hey, Darren, listen, we can't go on together with suspicious minds.
Oh, do you know what?
So
No,
just
I'll
take
go
the
for it.
blue
Yeah.
plate
I'm
shoes
not just
and walk
fuck
off.
this, I'm out.
So, guys, that's
I've got
that's
no
where
more
the
magic,
session.
all I've got are puns.
That's where the session
taking
ends
everything
tonight, guys.
second.
It was really good having you all here. Like, fucking arseholes. Anyway, the small boats sort of pull you guys into a larger dock at the end of the like where you see like loads of other like fishing vessels and larger ships, but this one seems to be for the largest ships, and helps you sort of guides you into the slot you need to go. Giggity. Yes, it is giggity.
Zakuda is happy.
I am very diggity today.
He is very giggity. And Azrael and his sailors all start getting off the ship, taking supplies and whatnot. They help take the carriage off for you guys, and the goats seem to be happy. They're on solid land again. You just hear them. Meh, meh, meh. Right,
Keep on, Bubba Red.
Did they look like they're better fed because somebody else was feeding them?
yes, they look. There's been somebody on the ship the whole time, the last couple of weeks, who have been feeding the goats.
Mouse
Tuppence a
and Abby have
bag.
been.
Yeah, but they've been like you've got one that
They're
looks like
sneaking them. It's like the cats that go to the different house to get double helping sort of thing.
Yeah, basically. You look up in the skies. Can I get perception checks from everybody that want to look up to
Aye.
the sky? Obviously.
Perception.
Mala's
Perception.
not looking at the sky.
1 second.
That is a horrible
Right,
roll.
I'm so glad I changed my dice. 21.
Yeah, 20.
Well,
What is it with us two matching dice rolls tonight?
Think
Yeah.
you're in-
21.
I think you're in
13.
some
21.
sort-
12.
I think you guys are in some sort of relationship.
Mm,
Stormcrow and Sakuda, maybe.
no.
I'm joking.
Bitch.
I know.
It's knocking me back straight away like that.
Yeah, exactly. He sounded really offended by that. Like that's
I know, innit?
like
Yeah, but you're
Stormcrow-
hard. I don't know where you've been.
Oh,
That's actually fair,
Strudel
to be
likes
honest.
Pie, not strudel. Okay, that's all it is. He likes pie, not strudel.
How many
I
of
like
you is
I
there?
like both. There's room for both in your life.
That's not you. That's you. Neva, Takuda, Ramala, Abigail, that's who's missing. Sorry, just in case. Yeah, so you guys pull in and Sir Dane jumps off with you guys and just right. So I'll leave this up to you. Where do you want to go first? I will have orders. Think I should be taking you guys to the palace. You will need to speak to King Turcano about what's happened.
Do we do that before we go to see the family?
It's up to yourself. I think
that sounds
the king
fine.
would understand.
Then I suggest we do that first.
Yeah,
Family first.
always.
Family first.
Oh, guys,
Mm.
we need to divide up some gold. We have quite a bit of gold to divide up right now. This is Sean talking, not Romala. But now we're in a city where we could spend our gold. It's like we should probably divide that up.
Yes.
I just imagine the gold is sitting in like a box in the carriage, and like there for anybody that needs it. Like I imagine Shafrat would have done that, would he? Like
Well, Romala needs exactly 1/7 of this gold. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that could be arranged. 1/7.
Okay. Is there 7 of us? Was there 7 of us? I don't know.
Well, technically there was Mayron, Bylis, there was Rundish,
but
there
they
was
were getting-
Shayara,
they
there
were
was Mags. So there was
They were
12
getting
of
free bed and board though. Free bed and board. That's like their share.
yeah, it was 12 people though. You know that's
No,
are we-
we're the ones. We're the ones that did all the work. Apart from Storm, bro.
I think Byler's done it as well.
1 acid arrow. And also he's dead. He can't have his share.
That goes to his next of kin, which was you.
I mean,
Personally, I'm going to be altruistic and donate any money I've got towards Twilks' family because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, there's
I
technically
didn't
his.
fucking make any because you just played tunes the whole fight.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you didn't have all your spells prepared.
Question though is, what are you going to do with Shafrat's share?
Um,
So Kuda can have it.
That is the start of the party fund.
that or maybe that share should go to Twelks' family.
So Kuda can have it.
You robbing bastards. You fucking robbing bastards. Shafrat
No,
will be fucking using you.
Shafrat looked after your dad, and this is how you're going to repay his memory.
What by donating his money to a family that just lost
We're getting.
their dad? That's a good thing.
Hang on. Shafrat, did you leave any notes in your person for if something was to happen to you with your belongings?
Wait,
Maybe we
I
can
remember,
start doing that.
he told Romala to take his belongings.
Technically,
One belonging, but still.
technically, Neva was in charge of his belongings because she
Yeah.
also chose to pass along the blade of
Yeah,
Shafrat.
yeah.
So,
that's true.
like, it's up to Neva, I would say.
I would say it's up to Neva. Anyway, you know,
Yes, well,
Yes,
it's 1/7, so you could all split the gold from the Kraken stuff 7 ways.
how much?
I was there
how
for
much
that.
was it?
How much
I
was it?
provided inspiration with my music with the Kraken.
He did.
Guys,
Donna knows how much it was. Hang on.
it's 21,360.
So 7 ways.
So divided that by 7.
Was it only that? I thought it was 30,000.
Oh wait,
I thought it was higher than. I thought it was 30.
hang on. Maybe that's just the first part then.
I'm trying to tell you. That's what you sound like.
Thing is, I know it's in the chat history, but
Yeah, I don't.
So, all in my notes it says that from selling Kraken stuff, it's that amount of money. And my next note underneath that says, I hope Shafrat shares.
Well, he is now. I mean, I'll happily split 30. If you think it's 30, Darren, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
We'll call it an even 30, so we're not messing.
Important
Yeah.
information. Did I put it under there?
I doubt it. It's not that.
Yeah, maybe you changed the amount after I wrote it down, so.
No, because
think-
I remember Abigail had done the selling to someone.
Yeah.
yeah, and that was my stuff, which then went on potions for everybody, divvied out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you also sold the stuff that was...
Yeah, no, that's right. We took it off to get it sold, didn't we?
Yeah, because you took it to the same place. And then you managed to haggle. There's just that much shizer in there. Yeah, you took it off to took it off to haggle. Right, I can actually tell you guys in a second. I believe.
30,000. That sounds good to me.
The thing is, I think you got more than that.
Oh, then that does not sound good to me.
Oh,
30,000.
okay.
I think we could do better than that.
So you sold the the Kraken heart, which I believe you got 20,000 for. Right, we'll say 30. Right,
Well, 35 divides really evenly.
Was
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's like
5
5 each.
Oh yeah.
So if I can't find it,
I know we were kicking ourselves because we couldn't get the
Was it the Pearl?
pearl.
Yeah, the pearl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that was 50, wasn't it?
Yeah, on
That-
his own, yeah.
Every Shafrat did, I was like, guidance. Trying to get the.
Yeah, that was what was fucking. That's what the money was. Blah blah blah. That's what Shafrat stuff. No Shafrat stuff. Stormcrow's stuff was going to.
What?
Yeah,
He was
'cause,
he was giving Shafrat guidance and things like that.
I found it in the archive. Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was helping him when he was getting all the pearl and all that sort of stuff from the Kraken.
Okay.
And I was doing the guidance.
Fine, you can have your share then. Have
You
the
can
second.
ha-
And you- And I think if you remember my versions of Eye of the Tiger and Shake It Off as the Kraken unsuccessfully attempted to grapple every single time were quite helpful.
Yeah, that was helpful, I would say. So,
I'm only messing about anyway.
so
And various shouts of abuse as people were missing shots.
shots, everybody. Sorry, that's thing there. So, you guys have a choice. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to Gungson first, or do you want to go to the king first?
Which gold are we getting?
Well, I'll let Tommy go look at back in the archives,
Oh, okay.
and then you guys can decide what you want to do with the gold.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I think maybe we should go to the king first. Because that's going to be a much quicker visit, I imagine.
I'm happy to do whatever. I just thought about the family just to get it over and.
I think the family would want to know as soon as.
Yeah, they might want. Well, that's the thing. The family might want us to stick about, whereas the king won't.
The king will just be get out of here.
Yeah, I've had my chat with you. I've got king stuff to do now. Up to you guys. That's my thinking on it, but.
Let's ask
Also, it's probably not a good show to keep a king waiting, isn't it?
Dane. What do you think the family would think if we went to see the king first?
They would probably think you were showing His Royal Highness respect and understanding of Twilk's duties. But
We should do that then.
But King Turkano is an old man. He may not look it. He's old. He understands family comes first, and he understood Twilk's and his love of his family. So he would understand if you chose to go to them first as well. This is up to you guys. I can take you to, if you allow me to drive your car, I can take you either to the house, or we can go to the palace.
Is there a way of doing it? We do both on the way to the other destination.
We could. We could go past. We could go past the house.
Which
the
one's
house is-
closer?
They are both within the Astral Palace grounds.
Oh,
Perhaps we do the family on the way to the king.
okay.
So
When-
so on the
I
map,
got it.
how much?
21,360.
Oh, I
So
thought you guys.
nonsense.
I thought you guys got a lot more than that.
We'll round up to 35. I don't mind.
Oh, 30.
You know what?
Emrys,
In thingy for it, yes, you can have it 35,000.
Yay!
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice to you guys. I'm going to give in to peer pressure, but because I love you all and I love this game, you can have 5,000 gold each.
I think we did have more than that, but we spent a load on supplies and stuff like that before in Old Town before we left on the boat.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
It wouldn't have been loads you guys spent on it, because like I said, Twilk's resupplied the carriage for you all for a couple of months and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys have it, because more money means you guys can have things that you want.
more money, more power.
And if you spend it, then tough shit. You spend it all.
That's good. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And remember
Ian. Thanks, Dan.
you do also you do also have repairs to make on a house.
Aye, we covered that. We gave them fucking $2,000 for that.
Yeah. Remember though, it's now a hot spot for what do you call it? Assassins.
Realistically, we're probably never going to go back to that house ever again.
To someone.
Yeah, thanks to somebody. So
Yeah, thanks to them
Luckily,
for
that's not
intercepting
my
mess.
fault. Something so far that is not my fault.
exactly. So that is the Gungson residence. There.
Yeah.
That is the Astral Palace. When you get through that gate, you'll have a choice.
I can't see shit. Aye, we'll go see the Gungsons then. That's what Takura suggested. And
Could you ping it again? Because Sean's been along with the map.
Donna.
Where's that down?
Oh,
okay.
Astral Palace. So that's the Gungson residence there. I'll
circle it for everybody that wants it circled.
Yes, please.
I'll do it in a nice red.
Blood of the dead twelks.
That looks like a
Jesus.
nasty red to me, not a nice red.
Is there dragons flying about in the skies here, by the way?
Well, that was why you guys were
Doing a perception check.
doing a
Yeah.
perception check, which we forgot about, thanks to
Well,
I got 21.
21.
Yeah,
I got
same.
12. And I think, was it Donna, you had 13?
I had 13.
I knew one of you did.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a dirty 20, but I can't remember.
Chelsea. I got an 8. I'm still musing over not having magic anymore.
Yeah, you're just sitting on
You're
the ground,
just being a
not
miserable
caring.
bastard, let's be honest here.
So,
Yeah, Romella is being a miserable twat. That's true.
everybody except Emo Ramala, you guys are looking up in the sky, you're seeing dragons flying around all over the place.
Oh,
but
imagine
also,
dragons.
yeah, imagine dragons, look, whee, they all seem to be
Terrible.
either
That's
coming
radioactive.
from or going to one different place. They're coming from one certain place or going to the same certain place, but flying out of the city in opposite directions and flying around the city. But your eye gets caught on some other things off to the west. You see airships docked.
DM, very quickly, before
Yeah?
we go any further. Can this perception check also be for avoiding falling dragon shit?
That's more of a deck save.
Yeah.
So, you know, the lower... Yeah, but you noticed it, so then you got to do a deck save to find out if you get splattered with dragon shit or not. I'm just saying, they might...
If you get hit with dragon shit, then whatever the dragon is that flies past, you'll be taking some damage from that somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
as I rolled my perception, I'm pretty sure I'm going to notice it, so I'm good.
You'll notice it, but then you
Yeah.
have your deck save, so that's fine. And then your fucking acid save.
From a black dragon.
Yeah. No, that's...
Can we see Jane's dragon about?
You
like-
cannot see her, no.
Ooh. Neva wants to kind of go up to Dane and say, so is it normal for your dragon to act the way she did? I'm not really sure on dragon etiquette. She didn't seem very happy.
She doesn't usually treat people like that, no. I will admit it. She is
Okay.
usually very reserved, very wise in the way she does things. She comes from a long line of special dragons, has some knowledge about her. I've raised her since she was a little dragon egg. And that was one of the first times that she's ever done that to me, or anybody around me. I will say that truthfully to you. I understand why.
You
I
don't-
got
you
a
don't
strange...
think-
I don't mean it bad, but I get a strange sense from your friend there.
That's fair.
They seem lovely.
Um,
I don't like the feeling though. And Tina, she is very perceptive to things magically, especially when it comes to dragons, other dragons.
What I will say just now is there are a few prophecies going around about our group, and above table, Twelks said that we should come here to speak to someone, try to figure some shit out. What was happening here?
Was it not to do with the Stellarite and the note that Ramallah was chasing, and then the prophecies from the oracle. Basically
Yeah,
hinted-
there was something to do with Ramallah's prophecy.
Yeah.
Right, right.
It was you guys had to get Ramallah to Old Town. To Old Town. Fucking
Old
then
Stone.
yeah, Old Stone. Sorry, Old Town. Fucking got the two mixed up there. You had to get them to Old Stone. Then you guys, on the way, found the connection between Ramallah and Stellarite. Then when you got to Old Stone, you spoke to somebody, and then he said there might be other people back home that are better suited to speak to, and that's where you guys have came back. But obviously, in the interim, Alala has, for
Pissed
all
off.
you guys know, dissipated.
Okay.
So
Or Orban, at least.
So I'll just say that Wilkes had said to come with him to meet his family, but also to speak to some people here about the prophecies. As they did include this place in some of them.
Stellarite. Ramallah just sort of perks up and just says that one word.
Mm.
It's to do with Stellarite.
Yeah. There's a lot we need to fill you in on. And it's hard to trust. So, Twelks trust you guys, which, yeah, that goes a long way.
if it's to do with Stellarite, then you'll want to go to the Astral Palace. More importantly, or more in tune with Stellarite, you'll want to go there. And he points off to the mountain that stands in the centre of the expanding city, and to the very top tower. Ping it? You want me to ping it?
Yeah. Oh, it's not on the map.
It is.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Ah.
You're so good at using Roll20.
Oh, and I can't use it.
You're so good at it.
The tower is sort of it looks like it's still being built into the mountain, but the tip of it sort of seems to be giggity bigger than the mountain. You can just sort of see the tip's just over. It's got a strange design to it.
Okay.
Like it seems very elven, but there's something you can't see it from this distance. Well, maybe you would, Neva, with your owl eyes, but you could see sort of. It's very, very different from any elven architecture you've seen in the past.
Neva kind of nods to Ramallah and makes sure that he's listening in to where we need to go, kind of thing, and try to get his brain switched on a bit again.
Yeah, you would need to speak to Telep.
Telep,
yeah. He is our head smith. Basically like our god of Stellarite. He's in charge of the Astral Forge. And you just sort of hear as you're all sort of piling towards the carriage, you see Mayron's ears perk up a little bit and just, oh, a forge.
It's an astral one, Mayron.
What did you say his name was?
Telep.
Telep.
Hold on, I'll send it into the group.
Thank you.
Send it into the group, babe.
Yes, Telep.
Yes.
Character art.
Yes, Gaga.
Oh, I actually need to see what. Oh, I know which one I chose.
Maybe you need to get a Stellarite arm.
Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe I could get like a Stellarite shield that has a big star in the front of it, and when I throw it at people, it just comes back to me.
Well,
Did you
that
see-
seems awfully derivative. How would that possibly work?
Neva,
Magnets.
That's just going to completely ignore the laws of physics.
do you say this to Ramala in game?
Yeah.
Yes.
As you say that, you say that to Ramala. You say it in front of Meron, and you just see his head start.
Oh, like cogs turning.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He sort of turns to Mags and goes, "You think?" And Mags just turns around and goes, "It depends on how skilled they are and how good the forge is." And you just see the two of them sort of staring at each
They
other
call
and.
them their god.
Yes, I think we need to go to the palace and speak to anybody in charge of this forge.
Right, so Gungsons first, and then
Yeah.
Palace. It sounds like we're going to be spending more time at the Palace.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
what are you planning?
You'll see.
We're going to do up drawings for you first.
For what?
Your arm.
I don't have an arm.
That's what we're saying. They could maybe make you one.
Is that what they're saying?
Of Stellarite. Maybe.
Right, everybody in. Everybody in the carriage. Come on.
How cool would that be?
Right. Yeah, that would be. I mean, would it not just be like a big solid thing hanging off me?
It'd be connected to you.
It'd be the first
Aye,
big
but,
solid thing hanging off you.
Oh, there's a big solid thing in him.
But remember, it's a very light metal as well. I think. I remember.
Aye, but
It is
Okay.
indeed.
So, let's just have a think on it.
So, as you guys are having this conversation, a little time passes, and you just feel the carriage sort of stopping, and goes. You just hear, from up front, the voice of Dane Starfell. We're here, and as you all jump out, you see this lovely little. I say lovely, little. This quite large homestead. Just, it seems not very Twilks, but at the same time very Twilks.
Hmm.
like you can see his influence in it.
Yeah, you could see. You could see that it's like very homely at the front, like little gardens and plant pots and things like that all over the place. You hear sort of neighing from the back. You could probably guess that there's maybe horses and livestock and that in this place.
Are those horses going to be dead by the end of the session?
Yes, I've got the bits ready for them, just so that so they can just get slaughtered for tea. So, Sir Dane goes to the door, batters on it, and you just see the door opening wide open, and a small Harangon boy holding a beginner's lute in his hand opens the door a few seconds later, sorry, and he just looks up and goes, "Ah, Sir Dane! How is one today?"
Oh, I love him.
Oh, there's
Right, thank you, guys.
there's
He's so camp. I love him.
other people here. Are you looking for Papa?
Ah, God.
Or are you looking for Daddy?
Dane would know this.
I'm looking for your daddy. Ah, good, because Papa's not here. Yes, I know. Ha, I tried tricking you with that one, didn't I? Yes, you keep trying to trick me all the time, but I'm never going to be tricked.
Ever again.
Yeah.
Tricks are for kids, Rabbit.
I thought I fucking glad somebody got that reference. Right. Rolf, could you go find your daddy? I know certainly where he is. Come in, please. And you just see the boy boing, 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 boing
Oh,
away.
Oh, he's going to be crushed when he finds out his dad's dead.
His papa.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Twelks is definitely more of a papa than a daddy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really in the best of moods with my head being carved open.
You just
Depends in what context. If it's in the bedroom, he's a daddy.
that's why out of
No.
the bedroom, it's the other way around.
he's
Safe
the
word, guys. I need a safe word now.
Papa in the streets, daddy in the sheets.
it's bastard.
Oh,
Bastard, bastard, bastard.
Your safe word is anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah, that's it.
Vegetarianism.
Exactly. I picked a word that even I was struggling to say, so meh.
Yeah, must have been
And
Welsh.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
what?
said it perfectly.
So you guys wander into the house. It's very lovely, very sort of antique looking, but also lived in. You see kids' toys scattered about the place and weird weapons on the walls made to be decorative. It's got very much an Eastern vibe to Kura. You sort of see this stuff and it reminds you of home. Must be stuff that in your guy's head must be from Twilks' travels of some sort. Dane sort of turns around to you all and says, "I'll probably make yourselves at home. I know I'm not one to speak for somebody else's home, but I've spent more time here than probably all the kids over the years." As you guys are sort of scattered about the front door, living room bit, two small children come up to you. I say small. One is tiny, and the other looks young, but is probably just a little bit smaller than Ramala. One is a female Loxodon, and the other is a female Grung.
Ronald!
Ramala, can I get a wee perception check from you, please?
Aye, alright then, no bother. Natural 20 for 21.
Okay.
nice.
You see these two small children sort of hovering back from you a little bit, but they're sort of staring at your arm, and the smallest of them, the grung, sort of hops over a little bit and like beside her sister and goes, "Excuse me."
Oh, Jesus. If this
what
is any
hap-
sweeter, I'm going to end up with diabetes.
What happened to your arm?
Hang on. Well, I lost it fighting bad people.
And they both sort of turn and look at each other and like, "Did you win?"
No, child. No,
Oh.
I didn't.
M-
But we'll get them.
The sort of shy looking Loxodon sort of turns. "Our papa, he usually wins. He fights lots of bad guys."
Storm goes at the back and just sort of puts his head down in his hands and goes and just sort of like you can just see he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Ramala
As-
kind of sadly just says,
I sort of look around at Mouse and just shake my head and just mouth, "This is not going to be pleasant."
Ramala just sadly says, he sounds like a very good and strong papa you've got.
He is. He comes back and he's got this thing and he goes. And the Loxodon sort of turns to her little sister and just starts going. "I've got you!" And she's going, "No! Ah!" and they just sort of run off and start playing again with each other. And they just sort of
Violet just
forgotten
sadly
that
smiles.
you guys are there. Start playing toys off in the corner. You feel this. Oh, on, go Neva.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Neva quietly says, "I Winnie could hit with that thing."
Oh yeah, just kick him while he's dead. Well done. I'm seeing Donna in a completely different light nowadays. You tried warning us, Sean, and
I did.
yes,
We didn't listen. We were
no,
wrong.
we didn't.
We're sorry. We should have listened to you.
She tried to
It's
play the
fine.
whole the whole sweet act on us, you know. Doesn't work, obviously. uh, so, as the kids sort of run off and continue playing and just completely forget about you guys, you just feel like a sort of thudding coming from one of the rooms, and you see a GIF come through the door, and
Is it a
Dane!
GIF or a GIF?
Stormcrow kick and ban from server.
My list.
Yep, that's it from now on.
Because GIF is the correct pronunciation.
Yep, of course it is. Yep. Yeah, comes out. Dane Starfell, as I live and breathe, come here. And he goes over and gives him a hug. And the small Harangon sort of hopping in behind him. And a small sort of you hear like hooves on the floor, and a small satyr, she looks sort of early teens, comes out behind. She's wearing like an apron, and it seems to be covered in flour. And as you look, you see the GIF, who you guys instantly assume is Jeff the GIF.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff the GIF. Wearing
J or
having
Geo?
what was that?
Jeff with a J or with a G? With a J or a Geo
G-E-
for Geo?
Yeah, Geoff.
Geo.
Yeah.
Geoff, right.
Now,
UF.
I chose to do that because I was like, yeah, Jeff, that sounds like a better way of saying Jeff. Not realising it would be Jeff the GIF.
Yeah.
No word of a lie on that part.
Well, I
Thought-
guess it's GG.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's triple G.
Oh god, yeah.
Jeff Gungson the GIF. Fucking honestly, I thought about that earlier on and I was like, you fucking twat. But
Can't make this up, except you did.
exactly, like genuinely. So it comes over and you see that he's got the same sort of flour and that all over him. He's dusting himself off. Goes over and the Starfell and him sort of embrace. And he's like, "Oh, so what brings you here then today?" And he just sort of looks around Jeff and looks at the kids and, guys, it's. Can I speak to your Papa? Yeah, Daddy. Sorry. Can I speak to your daddy by ourselves, please? And they just sort of turn and look, and Jeff just sort of. Can I get a wee perception check or an insight check from you all?
Aye.
Oh my god! Another natural 20.
Nice.
12.
Or-
Oh,
I got 21 altogether.
15.
I swapped dice for this roll, and that gave
Oh,
me
shit,
a
now-
27.
23.
Oh Jesus.
Ooh, mouth of the 27.
I know.
Oh,
As-
shall I guidance
You're-
myself just to see
you're-
what?
Your perception is higher than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can guide yourself if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to see if we can get it over 30.
Let's
Very
see.
wise.
30.
30 on the dot.
Oof.
Nice.
Nice. As Dane says this to the kids, you all look at Jeff, and he sort of turns and looks at the kids, turns back, and you see his eyes go wide. Mouse, you, with your amazing perception, can literally see his heart break in front of you. He knows.
Oh.
He knows
been
what
waiting
this
for this.
conversation is.
The kids,
He's been half expecting it.
you just see him sort of put a hand over his chest a little bit and sort of grab. He sort of goes over a wee bit, and the kids sort of go to. He's like, "Daddy," he's like, uh, Rolf, Tallulah, grab your brothers and sisters and go upstairs. Please, thank you.
Is
So he's-
Mayron with us as well?
No, he's out in the cart at the moment. So you see the small Harangon sort of hop over to the smaller kids. You see the satyr sort of run off to the back, sort of turning back to look as well. But a second later, you see her run back with a young dragonborn female, and a couple, like less than a minute later, you see this small turtle with like the thickest Coke bottle glasses ever, sort of feeling his way sort of around, and Tallulah, where? Slow down, please, thank you. Come on, Toby. Come on, we've got to go upstairs.
Wait,
And-
Toby the turtle.
Yep. And the six of them, you see the older ones, the older looking ones, the Harangon, Tallulah, and the Dragonborn, sort of, they grab the smaller ones' hands and sort of lead them upstairs. You know, like when you see like your oldest child leading your like 2-year-old or something up the stairs. Like that, in that sense, like they're going off on a wee adventure somewhere. And you just see them sort of lead them up the stairs, and Jeff just sort of starts hyperventilating a little bit. He's just, I need to have a sit down. Oh, he goes over and sits on the couch, and you just see the couch sort of make this creak, even though it looks
Can
like
I
it's
do an investigation check to see if there's any sort of liquor cabinet or anything around?
yeah. Give us a small investigation.
At this, as he's doing that, Ramala just passes
that was
his bottle over to him.
7.
7. You don't see anything there, but you just see Ramala's one hand sort of leading up. Are you giving it to Jeff, or are you wanting it for yourself?
No, to Jeff, Ramala's not drank before he woke up. It's whiskey in the bottle. In the jar! Thank you.
Yeah, so you pass it off to Jeff, and he just sort of takes a second and looks at you and,
For the nerves.
thank you. And you see he just sort of guzzles back, like it doesn't hit his lips, but he just does like that massive, like 90-degree hippo fucking opening mouth, and just, you see this thing not stopping. It's just continuously flowing right down into his mouth. And this goes for maybe like 90 seconds. And you just see sort of,
Yeah, Ramala literally just says to him, it's bottomless, so don't worry, it won't run out. Keep it as long as you need.
oh. What do I tell them? Dane sitting beside him, you have to just tell them the truth.
You tell them that their dad was a hero.
Yeah.
He was. He really, really was.
As you guys are sort of spending the next little while explaining everything that's happened to Sir Twilliker, I never put in enough seats, so you guys are just going to have to imagine there's a couch there.
Abby would probably be sitting on the floor or like leaning up against something anyway.
Oh, good hook.
Yeah, Stormcrow sort of hovering away in the background. He's got his hood pulled over his head so so the kids can't see like the scar that's on the top of his head and everything. He's sort of stood there at the back, like trying to blend into the, trying to like make you look. He's not in the room.
Yeah.
Now we took the bandages back on.
No hat's not a bad
Kuda
idea,
probably
is it?
still remains. Kuda probably stays standing out of respect because he's
In
just
somebody's home.
kind of yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are sort of there comforting Jeff, just explaining all the situation, telling him stories of
being on the road with Twilks and whatnot and explaining everything, you just see him sort of start to bastard.
We're gonna get them.
Yeah.
We lost people as well as Twelks, and we're not going to stop until they've all been taken down.
I knew this would happen. I knew it would happen. I asked him not to go out, to ask the king if he could just stay with the family. He promised me this would be his last one.
He said that to us,
He did.
He did.
and we did get almost here.
We were so
did.
close.
He did the run. He was on the home straight.
They came out of nowhere.
And we did our best to try and make sure it didn't go this way, but we weren't quite there.
As you guys are speaking to Jeff, you just hear the front door creak open and two figures start making their way through. Dad, we're home. Oh. Sorry, who are you? You see two older figures walking through the door. One appears to be a very patchily hairy furbog. Whole, like, with a sort of blade strapped over his shoulder, but like a giant bag full of books. Like a man bag full of books over his shoulder. The other is a very strange sight. A large green orc, but with blonde hair.
Hmm.
Never seen an orc with blonde hair. This is strange. Both seem to be about late teens. At a push, 20 years old. But late teens, you would sort of say. This one is huge, muscled, like probably one of the most muscled orcs you've seen in a while for such a young figure, and just going about in misshapen clothes. Looks like he's wearing like what seems to be like guard clothes, but they've not found anything that fits him, and he's just got a
Robin.
massive like broadsword strapped across his back.
Robin, I've just got an image of detritus in the City Guards novel
Yes.
from Terry Pratchett, where they just cobbled together a uniform for him.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're on about, but yeah, basically it's all sort of cobbled together, sort of
Yeah,
Looks-
Robin knows exactly what I mean. Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
looks very like like an orc's tried to make his way into the city sort of thing, but it's like they've done their best with him at the moment, and the two of them just coming through. The one speaking at the start was the orc. The other one sort of perks up and goes, Father, who's... Oh, Sir Dane. Oh, nice to see you.
He's got a lisp. Oh my god. You're killing us, Star. You're killing us.
Oh, come on in, sons. This is my two oldest. Rondoc there, and the orc sort of tips his head to you and says, "This is my brother, Ifix." So, is everything okay, Father? I'm sorry to tell you this, sons, but your dad's not coming home.
Papa.
No, that's for the babies.
Ah, yeah, fair enough.
That's for the babies. These are the older ones. you just see confusion in Ifix's eyes, but a rage in Rondok's eyes.
Rondok is the orc, yeah?
He's the orc. He just... What do you mean he's not coming home?
So I look at him and talk to him in orcish, and say to him that and explain that his dad died saving our lives and fighting to try and get home to his family.
I don't particularly understand that drivel. He's been brought up in a house that's not particularly orcish. I'd say that maybe a small part of him sort of gets it, but he's not fluent in orcish.
So I look at him. So I look at him deeply in the eyes, and my apologies. I did not know that you could speak to Orcish, and I explained to him again in common exactly what I said. So just keeping my voice low enough so they can just hear us as I'm standing in front of them, and just look at them right in the eyes as I do that. Not backing down from the fact that these guys are bigger than me. I'm just like staring them right in the eyes, just like there's nothing I can do. I just want to break the bad news. Not intimidating them, just just being honest.
You just hear sort of a creak from the seat, and Jeff just sort of gets up and goes over and starts, like, he puts a hand on the shoulder of Rondok. I'll explain it later on to you. He goes over and hugs Ifix, who seems to be, like, visually shaking, but you see that it's more, like, out of frustration and like, not fear, but he's upset. You always said this would happen. Well, I never expected it to happen anytime soon. So Starfell was telling us everything that's happened. He died a warrior's death, trying to protect these people. And they lost people trying to protect him as well. And you just see the two sons sort of look at everybody, and Rondok turns. Have you told the others yet? No, I've not had the chance to. Right. We'll sort something out. Saves you a little bit of the hassle. Excuse me. I need to go check on the horses. If you'll give me a few minutes, brother. And you just see Ifix sort of...
That's how Darren's gonna do it.
I can't rage and explode with all the horses.
If you guys want to take that chance...
Abby's going with him. Abby's going with him.
No, Steve's following, but like when he kind of stops at the horses or whatever, he'll kind of like cootie into him and try and snuggle in with him to give him comfort.
I love your emotional support, Owl.
Because she's not that way. She uses him to be that way.
I love it.
You just see like Ifix goes into the barn and starts feeding the horses and making sure the water's alright, and then as soon as he sort of gets this feeling from Steve, he sort of breaks down and starts crying and hugging into Steve. You just, in comparison, like, it's only you that's seeing this as well, by the way, Neva. Like, you're seeing the heartbreak from the son, this one here, where the other one is now standing stoic in the middle of this room, surrounded by people.
Romala will just kind of take his bottle and kind of look to Jeff and then look to the eldest son and kind of do a slight nod as if to say, is it okay to... Because he's the eldest, isn't he? He looks to be about an adult.
Yeah, they're both They both look about the same age, but he looks older because of his physique and he's like sort of chiseledness compared to iFix's like. I don't say this in a bad way, but his nerdiness.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like he looks a
He's
bit
got-
punier. Yeah, he looks more book smart than his brother.
His scholarly nature.
Yeah, basically, he looks more of a scholar than a fighter, whereas Rondok just looks fucking swole.
I thought we were going to witness his first rage there. Like,
Oh no,
Thank fuck it
he's
wasn't him that went to the horses.
no, he's holding it together. Jeff just sort of
So yeah, I just kind of sorry.
yeah, Jeff sort of proffers to you, sees this, and gives you a small nod.
Might help with the shock a wee bit, and I just hand him the bottle.
Thank you. But I dare not touch it at this moment in time.
Wise. You know your limits.
Yeah. My dad taught me that.
I don't need to tell you this, but he was truly a great man. He made us into. He turned us from a group of individuals with no path to a team of.
On you go.
Just a team, a coherent group.
A
They're
family.
closeness. I wouldn't go that far, but nah. Actually, at this point, Ramallah kind of looks to Abby, and it's like the first time you see him acknowledge this, and goes, "Hi." He had a way of bringing people together and bringing the best out in them, and we all owe him our lives. We did everything we could. I know that's no comfort now, but it's important, for me at least, that you know we fought quite literally to the death. For some of us, anyway.
Spoken like somebody who lost a father. I'm assuming.
In a manner of speaking, yes. He's with us, but he's not with us in personality, in soul.
He found us out there in the worlds. Every single one of the children in this house he found, brought us in. So I know exactly what you mean by making a family.
I have no doubt. Truly a great man, and I've never met anyone with a heart like his. I'll never forget him. And we only knew him a short time compared to you.
Yeah.
Jeff just sort of
I'm really-
puts his hand on his son's shoulder again. We'll honour him, son, as these people will. Aye. I'll bring honour to my father's name. And can I get a little investigation check from anybody that wants to see? Who wants to?
Yep.
Or an insight check?
Investigation or insight?
Either or. Insight or investigation.
5 on investigation.
Well, that would be
Mouse's
a.
head.
Go ahead.
Mouse's head is going to be on Neva's shoulder.
Well, that would be a
Aw.
natural one.
I
Rough
also
20
got a
for me.
natural one.
So,
20.
2 neffs.
2 Neffs. I'm guessing Neva's still in tears watching iFix.
So
she kind of opens her head and kind of shares what's going on with Mouse.
oh, you cruel bastard. So, Mouse, you're now seeing the sobbing form of Ifix hugging into, like, Steve, but also, like, changing tactics and, like, sort of sitting there crying, fetal position in this barn. Reaching
Like
for his
when
sword away
women all
to
get
reaching for his sword away to
was gonna say,
decapitate the horses. Like, I'm only joking. No,
It's
no
like
more
when women
horses!
all get together to watch a sad movie just so they can all have a good cry.
What's that
That's what it
movie that
reminds me
the horse goes in the mud pits and all that? And
Oh,
Oh,
is
no.
it
Never
Black
ending
Beauty?
story.
Never ending story.
Yeah.
Oh,
Artax.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
My,
Trauma.
So
my actual train of thought was to show her that the other boy's been taken care of. Like, but we can go down that dark path. Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I'm doing.
I mean, if you're looking through Steve's eyes, that means you're not watching what's going on around you, but you can only see through Steve's, whereas Mouse is seeing both simultaneously.
Yeah.
double set.
Double.
So, Mouse, how does your
sadness.
heart break for this?
She pulls out of Steve and she just says to. That sounds really bad. She pulls and she
Giggity.
speaks into Mouse's head and she says, "I'm gonna leave some coin for them. Do you think it's rude if I do that?"
No, it was his share, and I don't know the financial situation. They've obviously got a fair amount looking at this lovely house, but I think everything will help.
Yeah, I think I'll just leave it to go to whatever they need.
Yeah.
And she takes out 500 gold and she goes to Jeff and
My
says,
name? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to give you this to go towards anything that you or the kids need, or towards his burial or whatever. Yeah. And she just puts the pouch in his hand.
You see, he takes the small pouch in comparison to, like, his hand. He just sort of covers his fingers over and then sort of puts it back toward yours. There's no need for that. We've got stuff in plan for this. We're very well taken care of working for the king.
They had
Well-
adventurers life insurance.
Basically, yeah. But he sort of puts it back in the palm of your hands and closes your hands over it, and just like as he pulls his hands away, he grabs you and gives you like the warmest hug ever, and it reminds you of Twilk's hugs. Like, it's so.
Cry. Like,
Mouse is just crying again.
So for those that done the insight check and succeeded, you got a little bit of angst, and there's other meanings to what he said, what Rondoc said, saying that he'll
honor his father.
yeah.
See, I scored really low on that, so I totally had something to say to that, but I scored low, so I didn't pick up on it.
I scored really high on it because I got a 25 on the investigation. So what would I have got out of it?
You've heard people speak like that before when it feels like they're a way to claim vengeance of some sort. This
I
seems
can't
to
move
be
my token.
You can't move your token.
No,
No.
none of us
No,
have
we
been
can't
able
move
to.
our tokens, mate.
Oh, fuck's
thought-
sake.
I thought it was intentional.
No, I never meant that.
Darren, do you want Sean to show you a video after this?
No, it's fine, thanks. I've got my own videos
Yeah.
for this stuff.
Only if
If
be
Sean.
fair,
you
though,
send me
I
a
have
video, I'll then send it back to you.
I have got the beta version on because I accidentally clicked it, and I think that was a mistake.
No, the newer version's actually really fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the new one's like amazing compared to the other one. I don't understand
Yeah.
why, because I took your tokens from the bit that's supposed to give you guys your tokens all the time. Like, control your tokens.
Well, Darren,
Never
are
mind.
you sure that you put it in the token layer?
No, I never. You fucking idiot. I took it from the token bit. I never took it from your
Figured out
fucking
to
cat.
do it now. Cool. Yep, I can move mine now.
There you go.
So
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I
Got
think
So you
So I
click on
think
it, and
me
then you move
and-
it. Sweet.
so. I think me and Stormcrow both realize what he means when he says that, and I'm gonna walk over and just be like, "Vengeance is a path that leads to more pain, my young friend."
I just sort of stand in front of him and go, your father would not want this. Your father would want you to protect your family. Please, if you love your family and you honor his memory, look after them first, is what he would want.
He speaks the truth.
Like Romala now hearing what they've said, picking up on this says, also, we have our own date with these people. They have their own destiny to end by our hands. They took more than just your father from us, and our paths are intertwined. I can also say that we as a group slayed a kraken together. And a dragon. We've defeated countless evils already, and I am not remotely exaggerating when I say this foe is by far the most dangerous we have ever come up against. Even if you were to find them, at best you could hope for a very swift and futile end. It's not a path you want to go down.
It is not one your father would want you to go down.
It's true.
You see rage building in his eyes. Can I have everybody roll initiative? I'm only joking. I'm only joking, guys. I'm only joking.
son.
I mean,
I take a look at Runrock and I go, I
I was
see
going to
that.
say, can I do a persuasion roll on that one?
For what?
I see that fire.
When I was
within you.
talking to him to try and calm him down.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, roll it. But Takuda, what is it you were saying? Sorry.
I look at him and I see that like rage. You see that rage building. I understand that fire in your soul. I too have a fire in my soul. Do not let it consume you. Let it fuel the protection of your family and those that remain, my young friend.
What was Stormcrow's role there?
14.
The sound advice from the two of you, coupled with like seeing his father being able to comfort others, you see the young man's like teenage angst and rage not dissipate, but seems to be he's thinking things over. He's taking in what you guys are saying. He's learning a lesson from you all at this moment in time. He seems to be taking it all in. His breathing sort of steadies. Aye, I can do that. For my father and for the kids. But I want a chance at these bastards.
Well, like I said, I believe our destiny is entwined with theirs, and I believe we will meet them again. I'm afraid you probably won't get that chance, but we will honor your father by bringing them down. And I vow this to you, just as I vowed to him. We will bring them down.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll hold you to it.
Good. I'll be holding myself to it, as I think the rest of us will be.
Abby, who's in the middle of like giving Mouse a bit of a hug to try and help her calm down, sort of nods along as well.
So Dane, can we, of course, everyone, I don't think us being rude for saying we should maybe give the family
No, of course.
some time to their own.
Jeff, I don't know your customs here or anything, but would it be okay if we were able to attend the funeral?
Of course,
Thank you.
it would be my honour to have you there. All of you, of course.
Thank you for letting us into your home. You have a very beautiful family. And I kind of nod towards... What was the orc son called, sorry?
Rondok.
Rondok. I kind of nod towards Rondok and I say...
It's all right. It'll all be
Yeah,
on
well,
Kanka later, guys.
Yeah,
It will
well,
be.
What's that? What's that? Anyway, I just nod and I just say... Strong family, too. You should be very proud. And I can see now why Twelks was so proud of you all, and he talked of you fondly all the time. And I can really see why.
You see-
just yeah, and you go.
You see Jeff sort of smile and smirk a little bit, and he invited you all for your food, isn't he?
He did, but don't worry, we won't hold you to that though.
Oh, I'm not gonna not do that. If he invited you for food, that means he must have loved you all.
See,
Well-
Romala wells up a bit.
That offer will be open to you, so long as you're here.
You can see even Stormcrow was pretty stoic about these things and pretty chilled out about all this stuff. Even he's sort of turning his head and choking back and swallowing a little bit. You can see even he's getting a bit emotional at this moment.
For now,
Oh,
we'll leave you to your grieving.
thank you. Every single one of you. You're always welcome here. If Twilks chose you all, you're more than welcome in the Gungson household. Everybody, Sir Dane sort of gets up, goes over and hugs the two boys, opens the door to sort of usher everybody out.
I
Tell-
give one last bow and offer my condolences as I leave.
Rondok sort of nods his head, and Jeff sort of gives you a slight bow. Tell the kids I'll be around.
I sort of put my hand gently on Rondok's shoulder and go, remember, honour your father, look after your family.
I will. Dane sort of goes over and just says to Jeff, I'll be round later on. If you need any help with the other kids, just let me know. Thank you. Now I've got to get me and the boys have got to go tell them. I'll go see iFix in a minute. No, I'll go and get him. Thank you, everyone. I'll go get my brother. And Rondoc sort of walks past you all, goes out. Around Neva, you see Rondoc come through. iFix is still sort of cradled and crying. Rondoc just sort of drops to his knees, hugs his brother, and you see through Steve's eyes tears welling up in Rondoc's eyes and just start streaming down his face. You don't hear anything, you just see the tears, the emotion flowing down this young boy's face.
Steve kind of brushes him with his wing and then leaves.
Rondoc catches Steve and rips his head. I'm only joking, guys. Sir Dane.
Oh yeah.
That was the way to say. Sir Dane sort of goes to the door, opens it up, and makes the little signal to you all.
Just
Onwards.
Ramallah makes sure he has his bottle before he leaves, though.
Yeah, you got he Rondoc passed up on it, so I would imagine Ramallah still got it in his hand, or like he's put it back into his pocket.
I just made sure to say that out loud because just in case.
You think that they've stolen from you? That's really nice to say in the.
No, just that, you know, in grief sometimes people don't realise they're holding on to other people's stuff.
Yeah. All that emotional baggage.
Yeah, well, that's it, exactly.
Yeah, so you guys get back into the carriage with.
As we get onto the carriage, I turn to Stormcrow and I say, for one who likes to chase the females, you are wise beyond your years, my friend.
And I look at him and just smile and go, don't let this pretty face fool you. I'm a lot older than you think I am.
I give a smirk to it and just get on the carriage.
Yeah, you all get in the carriage. You're greeted by the lumbering form of Emrys. I'm sorry I could not be there to help. Goes over to Mouse and gives her a hug, seeing that she's been crying. And Mehron comes round as well. I'm assuming that was heartbreaking as what I thought it would be.
If not more.
It was pretty fucking horrible, to be honest.
I could imagine.
Stormcrow just sort of walks out to go to his room, and everyone just hears the slam as the door just closes behind him as he just pulls it forward with his full force.
He's such a Kyle.
It's fine. The doors are enchanted, so they never actually slam.
Yeah. It's got like it's got like silencers on it, just a couple of minutes go past. You feel the carriage stop again. You all get out.
Just a quick thing, Dak. I'm conscious about Robin for the morning. Are we going to be stopping this now before we go in and meet the king?
Literally 2 seconds to go.
Yeah.
You guys pull up outside the Astral Palace. You see it's absolutely stunning. Black marble pillars, black marble flooring, very elven artistic. But like I said, something different about it. Even you, Stormcrow, haven't seen this sort of work before. Guards all over the place open up. The doors of the palace open up as they see Sir Dane approaching, and you guys find yourself in the Astral Palace.
Would I recognise any of the architecture from it, from my
Mm.
lands?
No, you wouldn't notice it. Your land is very based of like regional woods and
Yeah.
like very Japanese culture would be. There
Yeah.
are sort of
I just wondered if there was any influence from my culture in there or not.
no, the stuff that you've seen sort of in Twilix's house seems to be stuff that's been brought from travels, whereas this seems to be ornately elven. Like it reminds you of sort of some of the stuff that you would see the work of Meron had made. So it's of his sort of people. It's completely different. Like the places of stone that you'll have known from Pandora would be more of your colonial sort of places. People that have came from different continents that are now living on Pandora.
Fair enough.
Whereas not regional, your regional areas stuff. So you guys come through the door and find yourself in a massive great hall lined with elven guards, and you see some dwarven guards sitting, waiting, and on the pew, at the very end of everything, you see an elven king sitting on his throne, speaking to what looks to be a dwarven king. As the doors close behind you, the elven king, King Turcano. Ah, I was wondering when you would all make an appearance. Please, come close. And the dwarven king turns around, staring at you all.
Oh, do I recognise the Dwarven King?
And this is where we'll finish it tonight, guys.
Fuck off! Nah, fuck off!
This is where we'll end it tonight, guys.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off! Ramal would know immediately if it was his king or not.
Ramala
Leave it tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Ramala
reasons,
knows
clearly.
of this king.
Is it the king from where he, from Dimwall Hold?
We'll find out next week.
No, fuck off!